You know those characters on TV who are really highly strung, very neurotic, and have type A personalities? Think of Monica from Friends.
Why don't you tell them what you were telling me earlier about me not being high maintenance?
You love her on the TV show, but if you had a friend like her in real life, you probably wouldn't like her that much.
I distinctly remember you were dodging her calls and trying to avoid seeing her.
Well, I used to be like her, or at least that's what my family and friends used to say. And whilst they were comparing me to Monica, I really wanted to be like Phoebe.
P as in Phoebe, H as in Hebe, O as in Obie, E as in Eb, B as in BB, and E as in hello there, mate.
I wanted to be really relaxed, calm, and easygoing. Although I didn't completely change who I am and what my personality is, I did learn to manage stress and just be more calm in general. So in today's video, I just want to share a few of the things that have helped me go from a more Monica type of personality to a more Phoebe style of personality.
Why don't you just calm down, Phoebe, all right?
God, I woke the beast.
A lot of people that I know who are my age are working 6, sometimes 7 days a week, working really long hours to earn as much money as they can so that they can buy a house sooner and also retire earlier. Meanwhile, here I am working part-time. Guess who's less stressed?
To knowing that your career doesn't mean everything.
My job can be really stressful, and most of the time when I tell people that I'm a dentist, they might say to me, "Oh, did you know that dentists have the highest suicide rate?" I don't need that reminder. Part of it is also the fact that I'm an introvert working with people all day, and that can be really draining. And whilst I don't want to eliminate that completely because I enjoy working with people, going part-time has really changed things for me.
Because it's the only way it's fun.
I no longer get stressed out or burnt out at all. Now, before you think I'm a complete lazy bum, hear me out. Going part-time obviously isn't possible for everyone. In my case, I worked out how much money I needed for the lifestyle that I want.
I didn't eat gold and have a flying pony.
I'm in no rush to buy a house or retire earlier. I actually want to enjoy working life. And that means that I don't need to work 5 or 6 days a week in order to achieve that. I know people who have retired after working 6 days a week and then have health issues so that they can't even enjoy their retirement. I'd rather be able to enjoy my days as they go rather than waiting for some time way ahead in the future. Now, obviously, I'm really privileged because as a dentist, I can earn reasonably well in a few days, and I also have that option to be part-time. But I think the notion of working 5 days a week is something that society has created for us. I think the point is just to evaluate your own work situation to see how it's contributing to stress in your life and how you might be able to overcome that. So if money is a big stressor in your life, it could be thinking about ways of building passive income. Or if it's the job itself because you genuinely hate it and don't enjoy it, you might even want to think of quitting and finding something else. I think that if we actually made the time to enjoy our free time a lot more, we would be more easygoing people in general.
Okay, I'm not getting this! I'm totally getting it!
So I came across this article from an entrepreneur called Dan Sullivan. He created a system with focus days, buffer days, and free days. So he has focus days where he focuses on his true craft or expertise. Buffer days, which is when he plans ahead for his free days and for his focus days. And then of course he has his free days, which is basically just time off. And when he says time off, he means time off. He means no phone, no emails, no talking to anyone work related, or even reading any business books. Now the reason that this article inspired me so much is the way that Dan approached his free days. He didn't think of his free days as a reward for his focus and buffer days. Instead, he thought of them as the source of his success. So when he gets out his calendar at the beginning of the year, the first days that he will plan is his free days. And he plans 150 free days a year. That's over a third of the year that he commits to being free and doing no work whatsoever. I was shocked when I read this because most of us are used to having about 4 weeks off in the year and our weekends, but a lot of us do productive things over the weekend too.
Is it true they have beer?
Everything you've heard is true.
I definitely want to get better at this and be like Dan, where ahead of time I'm planning my free days. But I just think it's a wonderful mindset to have because when you slow down and you think about work and productivity less, I guess it's so much easier to be a more calm and collected person. For every process, system, or aspect of my life, I've tried to cut it down and make it as simple as possible. I've simplified the way that I plan my week. In the past, I've tried things like bullet journaling, where I've used really fancy setups that ended up overwhelming me, and I've used digital systems, which again I didn't keep up with because sometimes you just want a good digital detox. Now I found a great system where I use my Notion setup as well as daily planning. Both of them are really simple and easy to use. And even with my to-do list, they're all really simple now. I don't have a massive list of things to do that overwhelms me. I've simplified the amount of things that I own. In general, I'm trying to buy less, and it means that everything has its place, so I'm not getting stressed out by mess and clutter. I've simplified how I use social media, so for example, I only follow set accounts. I have set devices for set things. I've also simplified things like the people that I talk to and the amount of commitments I make. Just in general, there's so much less of everything. I'm more stressed out and overwhelmed when I have loads of things on my plate, so I simply just put less on my plate or take things off of my plate. Whether it's work commitments, family, or friends, sometimes it's okay to say no.
It's okay, because, you know, it was like a casual, breezy message. It was breezy. Oh, God, what if it wasn't breezy?
You don't like to relinquish control.
Oh, relinquish is just a fancy word for lose.
This is probably the most important one for me because, like Monica from Friends, I was trying to control the situations and people around me because I wanted things to be a certain way.
I'm telling you, if I want something done right, I have to do it myself. Other people just wreck stuff. I really think I might kill someone tonight.
When I realized that most of those things weren't my responsibility, it got rid of the majority of my stress.
You have to promise that you will not be all like controlling and bossy and all, you know, Monica about it.
You're not responsible for who people are or the way they react or the things that they do. So for example, if your partner is drinking a lot or eating a lot and you're worried about their health, yes, it's fine to convey those feelings, but at the end of the day, you can't change that person unless they want to change themselves.
Yeah, I'm very wise, I know.
So it's just better to stop trying. Once you can mentally let go of these things, it's so much easier to be more calm and more laid back.
Let's go!
And since I've filtered out things that I can control and can't control, life has been more easygoing and calm. Sometimes we think that stress is all about work situations or other people or unforeseen circumstances, but sometimes it's actually the stress that we create for ourselves. So like I said, one aspect of this was letting go of being a control freak, but I also get stressed when I leave things last minute. I noticed a pattern in myself where I was leaving things last minute if they were things that I didn't really want to do, things like my tax returns. And now that I've noticed that I do that, I try to do those high priority tasks that I don't really want to do as the highest priority and just get them out of the way. It could be that you're someone who always runs late. When you run late, you then have to rush to get ready, rush to eat breakfast, rush to drive to work, which is the worst feeling when you get stuck in traffic, and then you feel sick by the time that you're actually at work. And all this takes is waking up a bit earlier or having better time management. So as well as trying to eliminate or reduce the stress in our lives externally, we also have to think about ways that we contribute to our own stress.
You go, girl! I can't pull that off, can I?
So I'm not quite as easygoing as Phoebe from Friends, but I definitely feel like I'm way more calm and less stressed as a person as a whole. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out my video on the one problem-solving technique that changed my life.
That was fun.
Stay calm, keep intentional, and go create some magic.